Woohoo! Well, here's a little fun fact for you. If you arrived just to see if you can shred on a $200 guitar, then maybe, just maybe, you want to check back in 30 minutes when I'm warmed up, okay? Well, maybe you're not into shredding, and then that's fine, because, yeah, I'll be warming up slowly. I'll be using the Xmari guitar, which you've seen me use quite a bit here on the channel. Of course, for full transparency, Xmari or Enya Music, which is the company, they sent me this guitar for free, but I'm not getting paid for this specific video. I'm just gonna use it in jam because I think this is actually a super good value guitar. But I will not be using any of the built-in stuff today. I'll just be using it as a regular guitar, which it also is, and it does a pretty good job at being that. Ooh, we got Soham here from from Instagram. That's pretty cool. So I thought I was gonna see some cool comments today on screen because I enabled that functionality, but it doesn't seem that doesn't look like you're seeing that. So, well, that sucks, but who cares? Here I am. Bloody Cape, you like it? Thank you so much, man. There we go. Cool, TC Parson has also been checking out this guitar. That's awesome. Oh yes, the comments are working. That's pretty freaking awesome. So there's comments. Where is it? There. That's a new thing I'm trying, so you guys can see the comments. Of course, it's not going to work with Instagram, so I'm going to just try to convey what the Instagram people are saying. Benny on Instagram is saying, great tone, and then he does this. I can't even do it because I don't know why. Just couldn't do it. So yes, give me the blues, Bloody Cape. Of course, that's using the humbucker. Now we could probably get a little bit bluesier with the bridge pickup. Now, as you can tell, and that's the impressive part here, you know, these are stock pickups. I find that pretty cool on a $200 guitar. I can't tell you how many times I've bought just pickups that cost twice as much. Bloody Cape likes the tone. That's awesome, man. Thank you, King Bob, for digging it. So we have a question from D on Instagram. How can I improve sweep picking? That's a freaking awesome question because I love sweep picking. So let's sweep pick a little bit, see if we can do that, and just give me some time to get warmed up and I'll be able to break it down for you. Oh, you can't freaking see my fingers. Sorry for that. So just give me a little bit of time. I think you can't even freaking see these comments. Can you read the comments to there or there? Can you read that, or is that too small? Or is it in the way? Or just give me some feedback. Is that a cool thing to have? TC Parson, you're sold on it already, man. I haven't even started. Good. So it works. Size works. Thanks, man. So I haven't forgotten the request to break down some sweep picking. I'm just gonna, be warmed up so I can show you this stuff without messing up too much. Salai from Facebook, what's up? Pablo from Brazil, thank you, man. Play some SRV-inspired licks. I don't know if that was SRV-ish. Maybe we should try to find a shuffle or something that can help a little bit. So we have a question. What is the first fret neck depth, please? Okay, maybe I can find a way to measure that. Sorry for making all these noises. When you have a really slow rock and roll brain, things take time, okay? Be patient with me. So here we go. There's got to be a smarter way to do this, but I'm not there yet. I'm not smart yet. Okay, let's try this. Okay, that'll do for now. There's no precision in this, but hey, precision. Pussies. Sorry, bad language. We're not precise here. Okay. Oh, there we go. I'm almost there. Of course, fret 1 is going to be a little bit tricky. I'll just give you fret 2 if that's okay. So the depth is, it looks like it's 2 centimeters. 2 centimeters. I don't know if that's useful. How to make a chromatic sound nicer? Cool question there. Instagram. Lyric Zone, what's up? 2 yards, thank you. Mufua. Sorry for butchering your username. What's up? Great broadcast. As always, a pleasure to listen to you. Thanks, man. Okay, 2 yards. I hope that's useful. Now, we got to speak about, we have lots of cool questions now. Chromatics, sweeping. So first of all, how do you do sweeping? So I like to combine sweeping with other stuff. Now, of course, that's easy to say once you do know how to sweep and once you do know other stuff. But now the basic idea of sweep picking is to do one consecutive sweep motion and not pick every string the regular way, like down, 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 down. Instead, we're doing, so it's one movement. That's number one. Same on the way up. So don't be tempted to practice it slowly like this. Even at slow speeds, it should be. Now, number two, and that's, I think, what people are struggling with, because the actual sweeping part is fairly easy. That's like the hand sync part. So how do you sync your left and right hand? And I think here's where people get stuck, and that's because you need much more left hand practice to sweep pick than you need right hand practice. But it's a little bit confusing because you'd think that a technique which revolves around this picking movement, you would practice the actual picking and you'd be done with it. but you'd be wrong if you thought that. It's actually more a left-hand thing, because this is going to be a million times trickier, which is why I practiced like this when starting out, only using the left hand and then the right hand for muting. So once I added the sweeping, it would just sound better, but the technique was already there. So I think that's like in the the general idea. Of course, there's a lot of details to be discussed here. From the Philippines, Fieron, what's up? I don't know what code is, K-O-D. Rock or metal the best? If the song is good, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Janwy, the thumb hasn't healed because this was a pretty deep wound. I had like a big knife and I was cutting tomatoes and I kind of chopped through my thumb. I think I'm going to be okay, but yeah, it hasn't healed yet. Thanks for asking, by the way. Okay, so we also had a question about chromatics. So let's try a little bit chromatics. See if we can sit here so the comments don't get in my freaking face. Try to put on a compressor here, so maybe we can get a bit more liquid sound. Sometimes I use a wah-wah pedal. I can always engage the wah-wah pedal like this. But I'm not warmed up enough to do those legato runs, so let's do it a bit slower. This is tricky. Swingy legato. So I'm playing this with a swingy phrasing, just like the groove you're hearing now is. That's like a swingy groove. Now I'm trying to play every note like that. So if you guys want to try that chromatic stuff out, someone asked about chromatics on Instagram earlier, then this is basically, I guess, a bit of like the Flight of the Bumblebee inspired. We're just going to do like from the 15th fret here as an example, 15th fret high E string, we're going to play chromatic downwards. So 15, 14, 13, 12, that's it. That's the entire pattern. Now what matters here is how you repeat it. Because when you go to the next string, you're going to have to go up a fret to the 16th fret. So on the E string, you start with 15, and then you start with 16 on the B string. And that's when you get 18 notes in a row that are, sorry, 8 notes in a row that are chromatic. So of course, I need to practice this a bit more. Or warm up with this a little bit more, but The idea is to go down 8 notes and then go back up with hammer-ons. And then the circle is complete. Let's practice that. And you might also notice that I'm using my right-hand fingers here. So I typically start with like an upstroke with a pick. And then I do another upstroke because I'm going in that direction. So 2 upstrokes in a row. But then when I go back up, I typically use my hybrid finger here. And the big advantage is I can kind of pre-position my finger there. So before I'm even ready to go back on the high E string, my hybrid finger is already there, ready to strike. Thank you, 2 yards. Fran, saludos desde España. Gracias por la lección. Is that how you pronounce it? Sorry. Yo no hablo español. Thank you, Janway, for digging the camera. So Janway on Instagram is also asking, can you explain how to be creative on soloing the blues? So let's use this chromatic example as a way to be super creative when playing the blues. Because let's face it, how many times have you heard like a chromatic Flight of the Bumblebee style run in a blues setting? Probably never. So let's try that. We have our swingy blues beat here. We could just play our SRV licks here. I don't know if that's traditional blues, but it definitely has some traditional blues lick vibes. But we're gonna be less traditional and more creative just because Janwy on Instagram asked for it. We're gonna throw in those chromatic runs. Let's try it. Okay, but that's, oh yeah, Janwy on Instagram likes it. Thanks, man. So that's the extreme version, but maybe you're not playing in a band that allows for that kind of fusion sound. So maybe you just want to be a little bit adventurous. So what could you do? Well, you could just lightly throw in some chromatics like this. So those notes, just those 4 notes. Now we're all of a sudden, I think, into the creative territory and not into the fusion territory. So I could even hear SRV maybe do something like this. I don't think SRV would do, but he would maybe do this, I don't know. But who knows? Let's do it anyway. Cool, Ayo. Could you also explain pinch harmonics? Yes, pinch harmonics are awesome. Let's try some. Let's try just a different pedal here. So I went from the full tone OCD to Tube Screamer here. just because I like the bright push you get, and it helps basically hear those pinch harmonics a little bit better. Let's see here. I think Zakk Wylde maybe uses some kind of Boss DS1 or 2 or something, I'm not sure. It's pretty standard, I think, plugged into Marshall. If we down tune, you can probably get a bit more Zakk Wylde-ish. You have to admit, it's pretty cool to get these harmonics from a budget guitar. Maybe change to some kind of metal groove instead. It's a little bit fast. Cool, don't you think? Do I play a GCM 800? No, right now you're hearing the Mesa Boogie Mark V, but I have actually just ordered a Marshall Origin top or head, like the 20-watt head. So it's a fairly cheap tube head, but I'm very excited about it, tube amp head, and it does have, it is basically like a plexi kind of sound, and the GCM 800, the way I see it, is like a hot plexi, so they share some, gonna share some common ground. I'm very excited to get these Marshall sounds. I haven't had them for a long time here. I don't know why, but now gonna get back to Marshall rock and roll sounds. Can't wait. Hopefully I'll have it next week, and hopefully you're gonna hear me play it next week sometime. Maybe I can even get to recording some shorts using the amp. But right now you're just hearing, or you're hearing the Boogie amp using the overdrive channel and the Mark I mode, which is my favorite for a lot of lead stuff, basically. It's maybe not the most aggressive for rhythm, but yeah. Okay, but those pinch harmonics, how do you do them? We had the question on Instagram, and part of it is the grip. The pick grip. You gotta hold the pick so that basically not too much of the tip sticks out. It doesn't have to be extreme. Some people like it extreme. I don't have it at super extreme. I could hold the pick so quite a bit is sticking out. But the more of the pick is sticking out, the more you're gonna have to be careful with the picking movement. So if you think of this as being the string coming towards you, just the way the string is, coming towards the guitar, what's it called, the fretboard. So this is a string coming towards you. So what I'm going to do is when I pick the string, I'm going to exaggerate the picking movement just a little bit so that the thumb is touching the string right after I strike it with a pick. So just like, you know, it's just a couple of milliseconds in between. So what's happening is you're picking and then you're kind of muting the string with your thumb. That's what creates the harmonics. But I think most people get that right. And the reason people are struggling with the harmonics is actually for a different reason. And I'm going to see if I can explain that to you. You can tell, but anytime I caught one of those harmonics, I also gave the string a good shake. And it is much, much harder to develop a good bending and vibrato technique than it is to play a pinch harmonic. So what happens is a lot of people manage to get the pinch harmonic right. There's your pinch harmonic, but it doesn't sound good. The reason being, there's no vibrato. So again, here's how it sounds without any vibrato. Not fancy. With vibrato. So vibrato is key. I think most of you guys can play a pinch harmonic. It's not that hard, but playing a cool vibrato is a different story. It takes time to develop, and it's super important to practice your bending up and down. That's how you're going to get a good vibrato. Jan Wee says he's going to get a noise complaint. You might, but it'll be worth it. Okay, Aizen Keeler, you don't like the sound of Origin. Yeah, the Origin, from what I've read, of course I haven't tried it yet, is a little bit special because it is very vintage sounding. You don't really get any of the high gain sounds, which Marshall is famous for, at least the modern Marshalls. If you do want that, you're going to have to push the signal a bit harder. It's also known for being overly bright, but as far as I understand it, I might be wrong though, we'll see next week, you can deal with that by how you tweak the amp. For example, it has the tilt setting, so you can turn the treble all the way down and just carefully turn up the presence or the tilt knob. We'll see. But it's a very different amp from your even JCM 800, I would say, but also like the DSL stuff, which has the high gain stuff. But the problem is if the Marshall amp is voiced towards high gain, then it's a little bit too hot if you want to explore the stuff below high gain with pedals, for example. So what I'm looking for here is not like a super high gain amp, because I already have that in my Mesa Boogie Mark V. So I am looking for those vintage, kind of low, overdriven sounds. So hopefully it'll give me that. We'll see. Maybe I'll be wrong. Bollywood guitar solos. I don't know what that is. Freeman, what's up? We got Rosalise on Instagram, what's up? We got Zakar Tivadar on Instagram. Raphael on Instagram, lots of people on Instagram, that's cool to see. Okay, let me warm up some more so we can... short are you struggling with? Let me know and I'll try to explain it. Pretty cool. Some great sounds there. Let's see. So Guitar Guru, which, have you already told me which one it is? No. So I'm waiting for you to get back to me so I can maybe try to explain that short. It's always fun to hear when you guys are working on my shorts. Sometimes it's a little bit one-directional. I'm throwing all this content at you and I have no idea if you're actually using it. But it's always fun to get some feedback. Is that a James Tyler? No, this is an Enya Music or an Xmari guitar. Let's see if we can zoom in. Oh yeah, there we go. So there you have it, the Xmari. It's a pretty cool guitar. It's a super cheap $200 guitar. It actually sounds very good and it's very playable just as it is. But it also has the smart stuff. So pretty cool. Guitar Guru, if you can't link it, just let me know what the title of the short is, what it says, and maybe I can figure it out. So Freeman, you have a problem with the pinky and ring finger for legato. Please help. Okay, so pinky and ring finger. But these two fingers work, okay? That's a good start at least. So these two fingers tend to be the problematic ones. So my reply might not be that fascinating, but honing in on those two is the key, right? So I've done a lot of legato exercises like this. So Athala, it's funny, but you know, I got this guitar like a month ago and I haven't even removed the plastic cover. I don't know if you can tell. And I have no idea what the strings are. I think they might be, no, I think they're 09s, but I don't know the brand. Probably not a known brand, but it sounds pretty cool. It sounds pretty good. So, you know, I'd probably put some, I don't know, maybe some Ernie balls on it or something. Right now, it's just how I got it from factory. I haven't touched the truss rod. The only thing I did was I adjusted the springs on the back because I didn't want to have the tremolos floating, so I could down tune and do that kind of thing. Other than that, it's totally $200 stock, which is pretty cool. Let's try it. So Guitar Guru, can you let me know what the title of the short is? Usually I have some text there that says, oh, here's a cool looking something. You know, if you can type that, then I can probably figure out what it is. Yeah, it's a cool trem system. It's actually super easy to adjust it. I don't know if you can tell, but you don't need any specific screwdriver or just any, like a key or just even like a pen might work. You just stick it in and you turn it. So this worked really nicely. I'm not a big fan of using trems these days anyway, so it makes sense for me to just have it docked is the word. Metallica. Metallica. James Hetfield. Sorry, that's not Metallica. That's just me saying the member the band member's name, which really doesn't qualify. I understand that, and I apologize. Hybrid legato exercise. Okay, so that's the name of the short. So I don't know. Let me just quickly try to search for that. I'm just going to go to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to search for hybrid legato exercises and see if I can. Hybrid legato. My favorite exercise, is that it? Exercise, is it with a clean tone? No, okay, there we have it, hybrid legato. Oh, it's the video where I'm speaking, right? Okay, it's this one. Oh, I'm playing a tele? Oh, this is an LP
Chris
style.
Today I want to
Let me try once more. Content hybrid legato. So I'm searching for this short so I can try to explain it. Hybrid legato. My favorite. Hybrid legato, my favorite. Okay, this one is with the tele. Maybe it's this one then. Okay. Maybe it's that one then. So something like let me just see if I can. I haven't dialed in the clean sound here, so it might not sound that good, but something like that, maybe, like a hybrid legato thing. So if here's an exercise I do a lot. Maybe that can be useful. Oh, that's it. Awesome. Cool. So let's see then if I can try to break this down for you. Macon, silence. So here it is. Hopefully you can hear me speak, yes. So, oh, I happen to be down 2 now. Let's tune up just for this. here's something I do a lot. So yeah, those strats are scalloped. How could you tell? So yeah, I'm just playing 7, 8, 10 on the low E string and then on the A string. So it's the exact same fret on the E and the A string. So now what I'm doing to get this sound is one palm muting, right? So I'm lightly touching the beginning of the string here at the trem like this. So instead of sounding like this, it's going to sound like this. Now, either are fine, but I just like the muted one because it almost sounds like I'm picking, you know, it's very staccato-ish. You can even go between them, that's a pretty fun effect. Like that. Cool, 2 yards, have a good one. So that's one thing, got a palm mute. Now the other part is, of course, the hybrid picking. So as you might tell, I'm playing the pick on the low E string, and then I'm using the finger on the A string. But that's the easy part. The hard part is actually the legato. That's what creates the speed. And this is really relying on hammer-on. So you gotta be able to create that hammer-on sound. That's the tricky part here. So maybe practice this slowly. Pretty cool. So I think that's the exercise you were looking for. Of course, what's cool with this thing is it works really well with a high gain sound as well. Maybe turn down the tone a little bit. I missed some questions on Instagram here. Are those 2 strats behind you scalloped? They are, but I don't understand how you can freaking tell. How could you tell? So the first one is a Strat, the second one is a Tele or a T-style guitar. Both are scalloped. What are the best memories of your guitar journey? Ooh, that's a good one. Well, you know, probably any time I noticed some progress in my technique journey, that was a big one. Because you know how you spend ages just trying to, you know, work on some metronome lick, and you know, you because you practice it so much, it's very hard to notice a difference yourself. It's a bit like when you're a kid and you're getting taller, you're growing, you don't notice it yourself, right? Because it's just a matter of like a millimeter per week. But that's more than enough for someone who doesn't see you as often to notice. But for you to notice yourself that you're actually growing, whether it be in height or whether it be in guitar skills, that's rare. So when you notice like, whoa, it feels easier, that's pretty cool. So, and I can't tell you when, trying to figure out. Yeah, I do remember having some kind of revelation, you know, as far as that Eric Johnson style, like maybe like sorry, I don't have it set up with a tremolo now. So yeah, that was one big thing, and that came down to me accidentally stumbling upon this like downward pick slanting. And these days it's easy to find good information by Troy Grady and others on YouTube. But when I learned this stuff, he wasn't around yet on the internet. There was no internet. So, you know, I was watching the Eric Johnson, like tonal, what's it called? I don't remember. Total Control or something like that, Total Guitar, I can't remember. But his first instructional video, very good stuff actually. Maybe not in terms of his instructional analysis of his technique, because I don't think he was able to break it down. He didn't really know how he did it, but it was still pretty awesome because you got to see his stuff up close. And somehow I figured it out. So if you don't know what I'm speaking about, it's basically this thing where you start with the pick parallel to the string, and then you kind of tilt forward like that. So start with the pick parallel to the string, or no, like a 90-degree angle to the body would be a better way to describe it. And then angle it forward like that. That's like the downward pick slanting. And when you're playing two notes per string, like 10 and 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, like that. I don't know. I gotta practice it some more, I guess. Cool, we got my man Hit 2000 on Instagram. What I realized is that when you want to do gigs, most people think you have to learn, then join a band. But if you can recognize that when football players joining a team, they learn the fundamentals, then practice while at the team. Yeah, it's true. Don't wait before you join a band. Just do it, man. If you have people to play with, then go for it. That's going to be the best learning journey you can possibly have. Oh, D on Instagram is asking, did you have a band? I want to listen to your own songs. You can listen to my originals on my YouTube channel. Yes, Christopher Dahl on YouTube. Okay, Guitar Guru on YouTube is following up with the hybrid picking lick he was struggling with. So I can pick it normally, but adding the finger pluck is screwing with me. So basically, what Guitar Guru is saying is that this part of the lick, or just the first part, that works, but not the finger pluck. So, in other words, he's struggling, or he or she is struggling with combining both to really get those top speeds. And the issue here is usually that the picking movement is too big. So you're saying, well, the picking is not a problem, it's the finger. But the picking might be the problem, because if you're picking like this, you know, I'm exaggerating, but a big movement, then guess what? Your finger is going to be way off when it's time for it to pluck. So the way to solve this is to practice super small picking movements that don't come from the wrist or the joint, but rather, no, sorry, not the wrist or the arm, but rather the thumb joint. And the way to do this is to anchor your fingers so you cannot move the wrist like that. Just anchor them and see if you can just pick using the thumb joint. If you're able to play this, then you should be able to make a super small picking movement so that your plucking finger stays fixed. It doesn't fly all over the place because of your picking movement. That's key. $200 guitar. But that would mean it's my fault I'm not good at guitar. That's true. If you can spare 200 bucks for a cool guitar, and then you're going to realize that maybe you're the problem, not the guitar. But I guess it's worth 200 bucks then, because then you can focus on the right thing. In other words, not gear, but your actual playing. I love Rammstein, but I don't remember any of the riffs. Feuerfrei! Yeah, we got my man, or my woman, Jacqueline, sorry. It always sounds wrong when I say my woman. Jacqueline, good to have you here. That's what I'm trying to say. I messed up. Jacqueline, how you doing, man? Oh, sorry, I did it again. Are you, how was practicing going? So, Capybara, that's a nice username, by the way. I don't play any like cover songs. I haven't done for decades. I probably should, because I get a lot of requests, but it just doesn't intrigue me. You know, I'm always happy to try to, you know, jam around like a Metallica style thing. But I don't play any cover songs because, you know, your videos get taken down and it just bores me. I just want to play and jam. Of course, when you're starting out, you know, the first years, go for it, or the first decades, whatever. But I'm into my, like, third decade of playing, and it just doesn't inspire me. So, sorry. And I messed up. Cool, yeah, so Rammstein is one of the bands I listen to quite a bit. Buddy, what happened to my thumb? Thanks for asking. I was chopping tomatoes, and guess what? I chopped my thumb instead. So, you know, I think if it hadn't been for the nail that, you know, gave the knife a little bit of resistance, I would probably have chopped it in two. can't even see that. That sucks. Let's try it some more. It's just 2-0. So 2 on the G string, and then you bend. So bend, release, and pull off to 0. And then 2-0 and 2-0 via pull-offs. So that's it. Let's do drop tuning again. That was fun. On Instagram, what's up? Someone requested TNT, but like I said, I don't really play any cover songs, especially not TNT. I don't know it. TNT, I'm dynamite. You see? Shouldn't even try. Okay, so I'm just doing like some arpeggios here, practicing arpeggios up top. Sorry, Chinito, don't know any Queen. So playing arpeggios in the key of D minor now with this practice beat. cover songs. Sorry, mate. Style of AC/DC. Alright, let me try up here. The open string isn't really part of the key, sorry. Let's do... Ow. Thank you, Dio Ted on Instagram. Glad you like it, Chinito. tricky one time. Ah, man. That's the one I explained earlier today. María, ¿cómo está? Yo no habla español. María Gloria. Yo soy de Suecia. Cool, guys. So hopefully you got a good taste of what you can do with this guitar. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and there will be some shorts coming where I play this guitar. Yeah, I hope you had a great time. If you want to support me, you can check out the link below where you can order this guitar. And if you do that, I get a small commission from your purchase. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun hanging with you guys. You guys are the best, and you're asking me so many cool questions. I hope I was able to give you something back and hopefully give you some practicing tips. Because as you can tell, I love practicing, I love improving, and I really wish the same kind of joy to you guys. So thanks so much for being around. You guys are the best. See ya. Cheers.